Located currently? Satvi, where are you located currently? Satvi, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now, what
Okay.
was the question? Yeah.
No, I was asking where are you located?
I'm in Colorado, Greenville.
Colorado. Okay, good. Okay, let's get started. My name is Satya. I am from Accenture, and I'm going to talk to you about your background, your skill set, and then if you have any questions, you can ask me at the end. So let's get started with your introduction, your background, your technical skills.
Yes, definitely. I would like
and
to
then we'll
say
go
that
from
I
there.
have been working as a
Yes, definitely.
DevOps
I would like to
architect
say
with the
I've been
chartered
working as
communication
a
in the
DevOps
Greenwood
architect
Village, Colorado,
with
and my main
chartered
roles and
communication in
responsibilities in the
Greenwood
project
Village,
include, but not
Colorado.
limited to, working
As
on the
my
Amazon
roles
Web
and responsibilities in the
Services,
project include
Elastic Compute Cloud, as well as
working
the
on the
virtual private
Amazon
cloud.
Web
Apart
Services,
from that, I'm
Elastic
also responsible
Compute
for
Cloud,
implementing the
as
software
well as
release
the
management
private cloud.
strategies
As
and
part
also
of that,
designing the
I am
infrastructure.
responsible for
I was
implementing
also responsible for
the
the
software
continuous
release
integration
and
and
management
continuous delivery
strategy
process
and
implementation using
of
Jenkins
designing
as well as the
the
Maven.
infrastructure,
And I have been
responsibilities for
also,
the
doing various
integration
kinds of
and the
Maven
continuous
related
delivery
stuff like
process
the build
implementation
cycle
using
creation and
Jenkins.
also the
And
various
I
goals
have
of the
been showing various
Maven. And apart from that, I was also
objective
responsible
circles,
for
cycle creating, and also various goals of mail.
apart from that, I was also
Just more
responsible
of
for doing various kinds of
apart
release
like
management and also using
responsible
identity
of
and
doing
access
various
management on
kind
the
of
cloud on Amazon.
release
I
management
was also
and
working on the
also
Splunk as
using
well as the
identify and
Elasticsearch
access
logs
management
Kibana for the
and
centralization
on
of
the
the logs.
Amazon. And
And I
I've
was using the
also been working
configuration
on
management
Splunk
tools
as
like the
well
Chef,
as
Puppet, as well
Elastic.
as the Ansible for the various
Um,
kinds of orchestration. I was also responsible for
and
going ahead and
I've been
talking to
using
various
the
stakeholders and
configuration
integrating the various
tool
kinds of
management
testing tools
like Chef,
like the
Puppet, as
Selenium
well
as
as
well as
Ansible for
the
various kind of
Virtura and the programming
um,
mistake detector. And then apart from that, I was
I've
also
been also
responsible for
responsible
doing
for
various kinds of
going ahead and taking various kind of
Dockerization of
stakeholders
the
integration,
applications, and
various
I was
kind of
also writing the
testing
various
tools,
kinds of Docker
as
files for
well
the
as
applications like the Java as well
programming
as the Spring
um,
Boot and the
that
Node.js.
has been part of
And I
like
was
been
also
responsible for
responsible
Docker
for
and applications. I've
setting
been
up the
writing various
monitoring
kind of
using Nagios
Docker
as well
files
as the
for the
New Relic
application like
and the App
Java and as
Dynamics.
well as
So
Spring Boot
apart from that, I have
Node.js,
also
and I've been
written some of
responsible
the
for
scripts
setting
and the
up for the
scripting
monitoring
languages like the
using
Python as well as the
uh,
Ruby and the
Native
shell,
as
and then
well
going
as
ahead and
well
doing the various kinds of
as part that
integration
I've been writing some of the
of the
scripts
various systems
and script
like
language
the
using
end-to-end
like the
systems
Python
which are there
language
in the system,
as
and then
well as
going ahead
Ruby
and
and
also
Shell.
working with some of the
Then going various kind of integration as
release
well
management
as
and
some
using
tools
the
like
Maven
Android
release
system in
plugin
which
for
there is
creating the
a
releases
system
in the
that's
infrastructure
going and also
so that we
working
can
on
go ahead
release
and
management
automatically
and
release the
using the
software
Maven
to the
release
target
plugin
machines, I would
for
like to say in
creating the
this
release
case. And then apart from
and the
that, I was also
infrastructure so that
responsible
we
for
are automatically
doing some
releasing the
of the
software
planning
as
of
part of the
the
target machine.
whole
Um,
cycle of the sprint, and we
I
were
would
doing
also
sprint
like
planning
to
as well
kindly
as
say
the
that
sprint
I've been responsible for
review
doing
meetings, I would
some
like to in
of the
this say
planning,
in this case, and then also
full
working
circle of
with
sprint,
some
as
of the
we
automation
are
as
doing
well as the
planning in a
orchestration
sprint
of the
review, making the
infrastructure, I would
plan
like
to
to say in
end this
this case.
day in a case, and then working with some of the automations as well as castration of the infrastructure accurate um, in the case and in this case. Yeah. This is mostly all my summary that I have experienced. Can you hear me?
Okay. Can you please tell me what is your educational background? You have a master's degree or bachelor's degree?
Yes. I have a degree. Um, it's going to be in. Um,
Can you tell me what kind of educational qualification you have? You have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree?
I do. I do have a bachelor's degree. It's going to be in information technology.
Okay, bachelor's degree. Okay, from which university? Which year?
This is last year from UNC. It's,
Okay,
yeah.
you passed out last year.
Yes.
Okay,
Graduated in
okay.
19.
So okay. So that's the bachelor's degree or master's degree?
It was bachelor's.
Bachelor's degree. Okay. Do you have any master's degree?
Not currently.
Okay. You don't have a master's degree. Okay. Okay. So from which university you passed out from?
It was UNT, University of Texas. No, Texas.
Okay. Okay. University of North Texas in Denton.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I'm in the Denton County actually. I'm very close to Denton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So you passed out last years, but are you working from 2016 at Charter? Satvir?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So I was studying a little bit because I had few of the classes I still wanted to study a little more. I was thinking about pursuing masters, but I didn't go to masters yet. Okay.
No. My question is, are you doing bachelor's in the last couple of years, or are you working? The Charter Communication, are you working there from 2016?
So yes, I'm still working there.
Okay. So when did you start your bachelor's degree?
I started.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been just working and then slowly doing the process. That's why it just took a little longer.
Okay. So what is your work authorization? A green card, citizen,
I'm a US
H1
citizen.
visa?
I'm a
You're a US citizen. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the CI/CD pipeline. So, as part of CI/CD, what kind of tools you are comfortable with?
So basically, I have been using the various kinds of tools like the
basically, I've
Maven
been
as well as
using
the Nexus.
various kind of tools, like as well as Nexus, Jenkins. I've been using Maven, Artifactory, Jenkins File, Groovy, Ansible, GitHub Enterprise, Webhooks, Selenium, PMD, and Geometry Unit, and Vitra, JMeter, and JUnit, and 4T Scan, Apache Bench. Those are mostly all of them.
Yeah. What is JMeter and how do you use it?
So basically, it is a tool to actually do the performance testing of the API as well as the front-end web applications, I would like to say. So basically, it helps you to do the various kinds of testing of the applications and then going ahead and doing the various kinds of testing of the application in this case. And then apart from that, trying to find out how the application will work so that you can actually do the automation, I would like to say in this case, for the orchestration of the application.
Trying out how to find application will work that can actually to do the automation. I would like to send this in the case of like castration of the application. So
okay, can you tell me like JMeter is used for kind of unit testing or performance testing?
I have used it for the performance testing,
testing,
and then apart from that, I've also used it for doing continuous integration and doing the various kinds of testing of the API and then the injection of the loads. And I have used it for doing various kinds of performance tests, and I have been using various kinds of plugins inside the Jenkins for publishing the test reports of the JMeter. And then apart from that, we were also executing the JMeter test.
Plugins for inside of Jenkins, publishing the test reports, and then apart.
Also using the various kinds of JTL test cases in this case for the JMeter.
So let's say I want to use JMeter and I want to run bunch of test cases using JMeter. Then how do I feed in all the inputs?
So basically, I will be giving
I need a lot of inputs. I need to send
CSV file as well as the XML file. So basically, we are going to actually take it from the comma separated file, and then apart from that,
and we will
be specifying the output, which will be actually the XML, and we will be actually parsing that XML file, which will be.
So basically, I'll be giving the CSV file as well as the XML file. So basically, we are going to actually take it from the comma separate file. And then apart from that, we will be.
So this is the high-level process, and then once the report is generated, I would like to say we can actually go ahead and try to create the report out of this, and so that we can actually send it to the various stakeholders so that they can actually see this and run it in this case.
I would like to say as we go ahead and try to create the report out of this and show that we can actually send it to the various stakeholders of the day, connection spheres, and then run it in this case.
Okay. So let's go to some of your Unix experience. How comfortable are you with Unix scripting?
So basically, I would like to say that I am very much comfortable with the Linux scripting, and I have been using Linux scripting for the various kinds of day-to-day work. So I have been working on the Linux issues and doing the various kinds of Linux automation and writing the various kinds of shell scripts for the orchestration as well as the automation, I would like to say. And then apart from that, I was also responsible for talking to various stakeholders and then, doing the Linux patching and the patch management, and also writing the script for the day-to-day activity automation, and then working on the automation of the shell scripts. So I have been writing a couple of shell scripts for downloading the artifact and checking out the code, as well as taking automated backups of the database, and also taking the backup of the elastic cache on the Amazon using the Amazon Web Services command line interface, and then apart from that, also working on various kinds of scripted deployments, I would like to say.
Command line interface, and then apart from that, working on various kind of deployments, I would like to say.
So what is the sudo command in Unix or
so
Linux?
Basically, I would like to say in the Linux, the sudo command is actually going to be something which will elevate the provisions or the permissions of the user, so that he can actually go ahead and do the various kinds of elevation of the permissions, and he can actually run some of the commands which are going to be the elevated permission commands in this case, I would like to say.
Are going to be elevated permissions commands in this case.
Okay. So what is the difference between root and sudo?
So basically, I would like to say that the root is actually going to be the root user which is going to be used in this case, and then this is going to be the actual root user login which we are going to use, and then the sudo is actually something which is going to be used otherwise, which is going to be like elevation of the permissions, whereas the same user permission will be actually elevated in this case, which will be used for the various kinds of stuff, I would like to say.
User permission will be actually elevated in this case, which will be used for various kind of stuff.
Okay, which one is more appropriate? Let's say some new person joins the team and you want to give him some access. So which one you recommend him using root or using sudo?
I think the sudo is more appropriate. Root is not good for everybody.
Okay.
We should use sudo.
Okay, so in Unix, what is the difference between a CP command and SCP command?
So basically,
the difference is CP command is local, and SCP is like a remote copy.
Okay, can you tell me how do you make sure on a given file you have full rights and nobody else has any rights? It's a file which has a lot of passwords, different environments passwords like dev, QA, UAT, production passwords also. let's say you're just storing them in a flat file, which is not an efficient way, but still you're storing there, and you want to make sure nobody else sees that file, not even view access. So what kind of permissions you give
So
for that
basically, you
file?
can actually give
do
the
it?
sticky bit for that, and then apart from that, I would like to say that you can actually give the sticky bit permissions, which means and ensure that only the user can actually access that file and directory, and you can actually do that for the various kinds of files or directories by first of all using the
access the file directory, and you can actually do that various kind of files or directory very fast.
so
All
this is
using like
basically something
you
which
can use a
makes is
chmod 1777 like 777 command. So this basically makes it.
So if you give 777, what will happen? What does 777 mean?
So basically, that is actually for the directory, I would like to say, but for the file, I think the sticky bit is not an appropriate thing. So in that case, you can actually give it the owner permissions, and inside that, you can actually give it
in
the.
that case, you can actually give the owner permissions. Inside that, you can actually give.
No, I'm so if you give 777, then everybody can see that file. They can modify the file. They can take the password.
So basically, I was actually talking about the sticky bit, but if
That's
you are
what
actually having a
777
file
means,
which
right?
is
Are you?
not suitable for the sticky bit,
About the sticky bit. If you're actually
so
having the
basically in
file
that
which is
case, I would
not
like to
suitable
say I
for
will be
sticky
using
bit,
the
so
permissions.
basically in that case, I would like to say I will be using the permission. I'll be using the permission chmod 7445.
744.
700.
700.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is, let's say 777. What is the first 7 stands for? What is the second 7? What is the third 7? What is the significance of each of those numbers?
So 7 equals like 4 plus 2 plus 1. 4 is like
good.
read, yeah, and then 2 is write, and then 1 is execute.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, then what is the first 7? First 7, second 7, third 7?
And the first one would be a user, second one would be for the group, and the third one is for the others.
Okay, good. So let's say I have a directory, and in the directory I have a bunch of files, and in all those files, it's a Unix system. Okay, so in all those files, I want to replace. They're all text files. I want to replace a text called ABCD, and I want to replace that with XYZ.
Yeah, so basically,
so
actually, you can use the
so what is the best way of
sed command.
bulk,
you can actually use the
find and replace? How do you
so basically in this case you have to actually do a recursive
look for loop in all the folder, all the files, and if you find ABCD, replace with XYZ.
So I think it's a std command. So basically in this case you actually do a recursive. You do find dot minus type f minus print 0 end item, and then x arg minus 0 sed minus I semicolons f slash string slash replacement slash and g.
So basically this is the command which will actually go and recursively
Have you
find
heard
all the files.
grep command, grep?
Yes, but I would like to say that it will actually only do the find, but we cannot do the replacement inside that. We will be only able to do the finding of the file, and then inside that we will not be able to do the replacement.
We will be able to do the finding with the file that we will not be able to do the replacement.
Have you heard sed command?
Yes, I already told you about sed.
Okay. So in your answer, did you mention sed command?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So how comfortable are you with Amazon Web Services? Do you know any other cloud providers?
I'm very much comfortable with the Google as well as the Amazon, and also on the Azure cloud, I would like to say.
Google as well. So, and Azure cloud, I would like to say.
Okay, so you mentioned you are familiar with Google Cloud, Azure, in addition to AWS. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in AWS, can you tell me what is EBS and EFS?
So basically, I would like to say that in the Amazon Web Services, the Elastic Block Store is actually going to be something which is going to be a single disk which is going to be attached to a Linux machine or a Windows machine. But the Elastic file system is actually a managed file system service which is going to be having unlimited capacity as well as unlimited throughput for the various kinds of activities on the disk, I would like to say.
Be having unlimited capacity as well as unlimited throughput
So
for the various
it can be attached to multiple machines, and it's actually going to be like a managed
I would like to say
file system, I would like to say.
Attached to multiple machines, and it's actually going to be a managed file system, I would like to say.
Okay, so can you attach one EBS with multiple EC2 instances?
Yes, I would like to say that you can actually attach the Elastic Block Store
yes,
volumes in the multiple instances.
The Elastic Block storage volumes at EBS. I don't think EBS you cannot, but EFS you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say what is is EBS good or S3 good? I think I'm looking for performance.
I would like to say that
so in terms of performance,
the Elastic Block Store volumes is much better because the S3 bucket is actually going to be something which is only used for the object storage, I would like to say in this case.
Better because the S3 bucket is actually going to be something which is only used for object storage. I would like to say in this case.
Okay. What is the security group?
So security group is like an Amazon's hosted firewall, which is actually used for this. And then apart from that, it is actually used for fine-tuning the incoming as well as the outgoing traffic for this application, so that this can actually be controlled on that space.
So that it can be controlled in that space.
Okay. Do you know what is what is network ACL?
Yes, I know that actually the network access control list is actually something which lets you do the various kinds of
that is something in which
subnet or the virtual private cloud level performance and tuning of the application traffic. So basically you can actually do the various kinds of tuning of the various applications in this case, and then you can also block the IP addresses, and then apart from that you can also fine tune and make sure that the entire virtual private cloud is having some rules enforced at the layer of the virtual private cloud, I would like to say in this case.
Of the virtual private cloud. I would like to see in this, that's what I would like to say in this case.
Okay. So in AWS, how comfortable are you with CloudWatch?
Yes, I'm very much comfortable
with
the CloudWatch. I would like to say that I have been
using
various kinds of CloudWatch alerts, and I have been working on the various kinds of alarms on the CloudWatch. So I have been doing various kinds of alarm setup for the Elastic Load Balancer as well as the auto-scaling group. And I was also responsible for going ahead and monitoring the application and also doing the monitoring of the application as well as various kinds of creation of the alarms and those kinds of stuff.
Of the application, as well as various kind of creation of the alarm and all that stuff.
Okay. So how do you show me? Tell me how do you write the CFT? You know
so
what
you
CFT,
can actually
right?
write the CloudFormation template using various kinds of YAML as well as the JSON syntax.
Using various kind of
so basically you can actually write the various outputs and the
various outputs,
and then apart from that you can have the resources and all those things inside that.
Apart from that you can also have the resources and all those things inside that.
Yeah, can you hold on for a minute, please? Okay, sorry about that. So let's move. Let's continue. Let's continue on AWS. Can you tell me what is a trusted advisor means in AWS?
So basically, it is actually an automatic performance as well as the account tuning application, which lets you do the tuning of the various kinds of stuff like the cost as well as unnecessary resource utilization. I would like to say in this case.
Stuff like cost as well as resource utilization. I would like to say this case.
Okay. So what else it tells you?
So basically, I would like to say that apart from that, it also tells you how many unused load balancer you are having, and apart from that, it will also tell you what is the usage of the various services, and you are also unnecessary billing is happening on some of the things.
And you are also essentially billing is happening on some of the things.
Okay. What about cost? Performance.
Yes, I would like to say that it will actually tell you about the cost and also the various kinds of unnecessary wastage of the application, and also how we can actually have various kinds of optimization of the cost in this case.
Various kind of optimization of the cost in this case.
Okay. Do you have any certifications in AWS? Do you have any certifications in AWS?
Not with me. Not AWS.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the Ansible role?
So basically, the Ansible role is actually something which will let you club the machine with the various kinds of tasks inside your playbook. So basically, you can actually link your machine with the various tasks in this case, so that your machines can actually be easily integrated with the various tasks, and they can be mapped to those, I would like to say in this case. And then apart from that, I would like to say that also we have various kinds of stuff inside that which can help me in the various
from that, I would like to say that
automation of the stuff in this case.
Various kind of stuff inside that which can be which can help in this various automation of the in the stuff.
What is the difference between a role and task?
So basically, a task is like a small part of this, which is actually going to be a smaller part of the playbook. So then apart from that, I would like to say that the playbook is actually having various kinds of things inside that. In addition to the task, there are like various templates and there are various variables, I would like to say.
Task, there are various templates and there are various variables, I would like to say.
Okay. So I have some roles. Can I translate the roles into some tasks? Can I delete all the roles and whatever is the content of the role? Can I put it in tasks and execute
So basically,
those
I would like to say that you can actually execute the task without the role, but then the problem is that you have to manually map the machines to the various tasks, and then it's actually going to be a cumbersome process if you're having a lot of machines in your infrastructure, I would like to say. So yes, it is possible, but then it is going to be a cumbersome task.
And then it's actually going to be bad compensation process if you're having a lot of machine infrastructure. I would like to say that yes, it's possible, but then it's going to be the accountant and task.
Okay. Well, when do you choose between like CentOS or Ubuntu?
So basically, I would like to say that you can actually choose between the Community Enterprise Edition and the Ubuntu when you have some licensing agreements and you are actually having a banking client, which is going to be used for most of the banks and the various corporates. And in startups, you will be actually using the Ubuntu, I would like to say.
And the various corporate and in startups, you will be using Anchor and using Ubuntu, I would like to say.
Okay. So which one is less cost expensive? Which one is more performant?
Ubuntu is less expensive. Gentoo is more reliable.
Okay.
And Red Hat is the best.
Okay. When did you use Nagios?
I was using that in my previous project where we
What does it
were
do?
actually doing the monitoring of the
I was
various stuff,
using
like actually
that in my
doing
previous
various kinds
project
of
that we were actually doing
monitoring of the
the monitoring
microservices
of
in
the
this
various
case, and
stuff,
then apart
like
from
actually doing
that,
various kind of
we were also
monitoring of the
responsible for the
microservices
various
in this
kinds of
case.
stuff like
And
doing
then apart from that, we were also responsible
alerting
for
and also
the
using the event
various
handlers
kind
in
of
this
stuff
case, I would
like
like to say.
not going, you're not doing here alerting and also various kind of stuff like not doing highlighting and using event handler in this case, I would like to say.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between proactive versus reactive monitoring?
So basically, I would like to say that proactive is actually
So
going to be like
basically,
we will be
I
having
would
the
like to
alerting
say
before
that
actually something
proactive is
happens.
actually going
But
to
the
be
reactive is actually
like
going to be
we
something
are
wherein
having,
something
we will
happens
be
first
having
and then we do some of the
the
fixes
alerting
of that. In
before
this case,
actually
I would
something
like to say.
happens, but reactive is actually going to be something where something happened first, and then we do something for it to fix. In this case, I would like to say.
So let's say my machine's disk space is running out. So because my servers are writing a lot of logs, and each log is becoming huge, and if I don't do any action, my hard disk space will run out by end of day today. So what kind of alerts I should have?
So basically, we should be having the warning as well as the
So
critical
basically,
alerts in this case.
we should be
So
having the warning
basically,
as
we
well
will
as the
be getting
critical
the
alerts in
warning
this
for
case.
the 80%
So
utilization
basically,
of the disk, and
we
then the
will be getting
critical
the
for
warning
the
for the
95%
80%
utilization of the
utilization of
disk,
the
so that we
disk,
can actually go and
and
do the
then the critical
proactive
for
monitoring,
the
and then go ahead and do the
95%
proactive
utilization of
monitoring,
the
and then
disk.
increase the space of the
So
disk.
that's
I would
our
like to say in
connection
this
to go
case.
and do the proactive monitoring, and then go ahead do the proactive monitoring, and to increase the space of discovery line to 10.
Okay. Did you use Nagios for proactive monitoring or
So we
reactive
were using it
monitoring?
for both the proactive as well as the
So we were
reactive
using it
monitoring.
for
So
both
basically, sometimes
the
what we were
proactive
having
as
is a
well as the
big issue in
reactive
the data
monitoring.
center,
So basically,
wherein we were
sometimes
having the
we
full
were
red
having
screen of the
uh,
Nagios, which was
a
actually
big
having
issue
the.
in the data center where we were having a full LED screen of
So
neighbors.
inside that we had a lot of alerts which we would come, and then we would actually see that, and
Inside,
then we would
like
see the alerts
we
on the
had the water
screen, and then
forwards, which we would
we
like
had
we could
to
come then, and then we
go
would
and do
actually
the
see
reactive
them.
monitoring. But
We
sometimes
would
we
like
were
to
doing the
see the alerts
proactive
on the screen,
monitoring,
and then we had to
wherein
go
we were
and then
actually
do the
looking at the
reactive
warning
monitoring. But
alerts and then
sometimes
trying to implement those and
you
then
were
fix
doing
it in
the
this case.
proactive monitoring when we were actually looking at the warning lights and then trying to implement doors and then fix in this case.
Okay. What is Ansible bundler?
So basically, I would like to say that the Ansible
So
bundler is
basically, I
actually
would
going to
like
be
to say
something
that
which will help you
Ansible
to,
is going to be something
run
which
the
will
Ruby
help you
gems and then manage the
because
Ruby gems on the various
I
machines.
run
So
Ruby
basically, you
gems
can
and
actually
then
go
manage
and
the
do the
Ruby gems
management of
on
the
various machines.
Ruby gems. So you can
So
actually use the
basically,
Ansible
can
bundler for
actually
this.
go to the
And then apart from that, I would like to say
actually
that
go
you
and
can
do the
manage the
management of the
Ruby
Ruby
gem
gems. So
dependencies with the
basically,
bundler,
actually
and then you
using
can
Ansible bundler
also
for
specify the
this. And then
deployment mode
apart
as well
from
as
that,
the
I would like to say
exclude
that you
groups
can
and also
manage
the
the Ruby gems
executable, which is actually going to be
differently
used in this
with
case,
the
I would like to
bundler,
say.
and then you can also specify the deployment models as the exclude group, and then the executable, which is actually going to be used in this case.
Okay. So do you have any Selenium, Cucumber, any that kind of experience?
Yes, I would like to say that I have good experience on the Selenium WebDriver, and I have
would like
also
to
been
say that
using
I
the
have a
various
good
kinds of
experience with the Selenium
Cucumber for the
WebDriver, and
behavior-driven
also
development
been
testing, and
using the
apart from
various
that, I was also responsible for going ahead
stuff
and
like
doing some
Hubler
of
for
the
the behavior-driven
behavior
development
level
testing,
stuff testing
and
in this
apart from
case.
that, I was also responsible for going and doing some of the behavior level testing in this case.
Okay. So when you write Cucumber, give me an example. Give me an example of how you write a test case.
So basically, I would like to say that we will be
So
writing
basically,
the
I would like to
various
say
kinds of
that
test cases.
we will be writing the various kind of
So we will be actually using the
test
Jenkins for
cases,
that, and we will
and
be writing the
you
acceptance tests for this.
actually be using
And
Jenkins
inside
for
that,
that,
we will be
and
actually
we will be
opening the
writing
Jenkins and
the
then specifying the
acceptance
feature
test
and
for
then
this,
the
and
scenario.
inside
And
that we'll be actually
inside
opening the
that, we will
Jenkins
actually
and
write.
then the specified the
So we will
feature
be
and then
actually
scenario
writing
inside
the
that,
various
and we
kinds
will
of
be
rules and the routes
um,
inside that, and then
so
running the
so
Cucumber to check
so
the
we
routes for
may
the application.
rule in like we can
And then
rule
inside that, we will be actually writing the various kinds of routes
rule
and the rules
inside
for
that,
that.
actually using the various kind of fruits and then the rules.
Sorry, can you repeat? I didn't get it actually clearly.
Yeah, so we can like rule in a
So
rule and
basically, we
then
can actually
specify.
define the
So
condition, and
basically,
then
we can
inside that,
actually
we can specify the
define the
various kinds
conditions,
of
and then
things
inside
which can be
that we
written
can
for the Cucumber
actually
test. So we can
specify
actually
the various kind of
use the
things which
Selenium
can be
WebDriver,
written
and then
for
inside
the
that, we can
Hubler
write
test,
the
and we
scenarios,
can
and then
actually use the Selenium WebDriver, and
so
inside
basically,
that we
these are
can
the
write
three
the scenarios
conditions.
and then
So basically,
give and
these
when
are the
then.
three
So
conditions which are actually going to be
so basically
specified
three
inside
things
the
and three things
Cucumber
and three
test, and then you
calculations
can
which
also use
going
the
to be
RSpec
specified
and the
inside
Capybara
the
instead of
Hubler
this.
test.
So we can
Then you can
also do
also
the
use Azure
integration on the semaphore,
and the
so that we can actually run the hosted continuous
Kubernetes
integration for
service.
this, I would like to say.
Also do the integration on the sum of four, so that we can actually done hosted continuous integration for this. I would like to say.
Okay. So are you comfortable with Jenkins?
Yes.
Yes, I am very much comfortable with the
Setting up
Jenkins, and I have been setting the
in the
continuous
CI/CD
integration as well
pipeline,
as the
you may have
continuous
to include
deployment
automation
pipelines in
testing,
the
performance testing,
application, and I have
security
also been
testing.
integrating
Yes,
the MAMA
I
with
am
the
very
security as
comfortable
well
with
as the
Jenkins,
automation
and
and the
I've been
performance testing, and also
setting
the
the continuous
integration and the
integration as well
functional
as
testing of the
continuous
application in this case.
development pipeline, then the application. And I also been in the integration with the security as well as the automation and the performance testing, and also the integration and the functional testing of the application in this case.
Okay. Okay. So as a DevOps person, you may have to store some of the passwords. What is your strategy behind storing the passwords? Where do you store? And how do you rotate the passwords frequently?
Yes, I would like to say that
So
we will be
yes, I
rotating
would
the
like to
passwords
say
frequently
that
using the Ansible
we will be
playbook, and we will be
rotating the
also doing the
passwords
rotation of the
frequently
keys in this
using
case.
the Ansible playbook, and we will be also doing the rotation of the keys in this case.
So you store the Ansible passwords in the Ansible playbook?
Yes, I would like to say that we will be storing the
Yes,
Ansible
I would
password
like to
inside the.
say that we'll be storing the Ansible passwords and Ansible vault and
And
Ansible
from there, we will be actually pulling them out during the
Ansible
runtime.
Vault.
from there we will be actually pulling the amount during the runtime.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between git merge and git pull?
So git merge the code from one branch to another, and git pull is get latest code from the remote and merge to the uh, current branch.
Okay. Do you have any experience with the Docker,
Yes, I have good
Kubernetes?
experience in the Docker, and I have been writing the
Yes, I
various
have a
kinds
good
of Docker
experience with
files and
in
doing the
Docker, and I've
orchestration of
been
the Dockerization of the
writing various
application.
kind of
And then
Docker
apart
files,
from that, I would like to
and
say that I was also responsible for going ahead and
there's
doing various
Dockerization
releases
of
of the application
applications.
and
From that, I have
writing that
had
for
to
the
see that
Java as well
I
as the
will
Spring
go
Boot and
responsible
the
for
Node.js applications.
application and writing that for the Spring Boot application.
Okay. So where do you fetch all the Docker files from?
Docker Hub or GitHub.
Okay. What is the command you use to fetch the Docker file?
It's Docker full CentOS, CENTOS, and Docker full Ubuntu, and it can be Git clone repo name.
Okay. If you want to, you create a Docker image and you want to give that image to your friend, your colleague actually. So what is the way, like how you can give it, or you want to upload it to the repository, that way anybody from maybe other organizations can also get it. So what you should do?
Okay. First you do Docker login as your username, and then you enter password. Then you do Docker commit the image ID and then the tag name, and like it could be Docker images, and then Docker push the tag name.
Okay. Any experience with network performance tuning?
Yes, I have been doing the various kind of network performance tuning
Yes,
and then
I
setting
am
up the various kinds of
been doing
NAT
various
gateway
kind
as
of
well as
network
the
performance tuning and
NAT
worked out
instance on the Amazon
various
Web
schemes
Services. So I have been setting
of
up the NAT instance as well as
and
the
built
NAT
NAT
gateway,
instance of
and then going ahead and trying to,
Amazon Web Services. I've been
uh,
setting up
do
for
the
NAT
VPC
instance as
pairing and
well as
then
NAT
trying to
gateway, and
reduce the
then
amount
going
of
ahead
bill
and
which is
trying
coming
to
from the external
do
internet
the
usage, I would like to say in this case.
VPC
So
pairing, and then trying
definitely I
to
was
reduce
having
the
the
amount
experience
bill,
of using this
which is
for this
coming
case.
from the external internet usage of like to send this case. So definitely I was experience of using this case.
Okay. Okay. So you're living in Colorado. How soon you can join in a new project?
2 weeks. I'll
2
finish
weeks.
my current project and then I'll be available in 2 weeks.
So do you have a last day for the current project?
It's January 10th is the last date.
Okay.
So it's like on the next month. I have in January.
Okay. So Jan 10th. So if you're so you can probably join around Jan 15th. Is that possible?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. So this position is about. I mean, this is we Accenture. We won a big project in California area, in the San Jose area. So we have close to 6 or 7 different teams. They're going to be working. We'll be starting in the first week of January. So we are building several teams there. This is going to be a long-term project, 1-year project. So we'll be having some development teams, some DevOps teams, several development teams actually. In fact, probably 4 or 5 teams and 2 DevOps teams. We work in Agile. Do you have any knowledge in Agile?
Yes, I have good experience on the agile, and I
Yes,
have also good
I do
experience in
have good
the
experience
sprint planning as well as
on
the sprint review
Asia.
meetings, and
I
then
also have a
I
lot of
have been
experience on
working
their
with the
sprint
various
planning
sprint
and as well as the
teams
sprint
and doing
review
the
meetings.
various kinds of
Then been
integrations
working
and
with
automation as
various
well as the
sprint
orchestration,
teams
I would like to say. And then apart
and doing
from
various kind of
that,
integration
I would like
and
to say that
automation as
I
well
was
as
also responsible for
restoration. I would
doing
like
some
to
of
say
the
that apart from that,
automation.
I would like to say that I'm responsible for doing some of the automation.
Okay. Okay. So you are a U.S. citizen. You can join in 2 weeks' time. The location is okay. San Jose area is okay. Do you have any questions for me? I asked so many
I want
questions.
to know
So
like
now
what is the team size and
it's
what is the
your turn.
day-to-day activities and what is the next steps
like to know,
from here in the interview process, I would like to say.
And what is the day today activities, and what's the next step from here in the interview process?
So the teams, as I said, there'll be 4 or 5 different teams. As a DevOps person, your responsibilities will be kind of working with the CI/CD pipeline. Once developer checks in the code, the CI/CD pipeline need to do the unit test. I mean, it's kind of collaboration. It's collaboration between developers and DevOps. So developers will be writing the unit testing, and the DevOps pipeline need to pull all those unit test cases, run it, and if there is any problem with the code, it need to send some email alerts to the team members, and they have to go and fix it. Then do the performance testing, migrate all the code to the next region if everything is fine, from development to QA to UAT, do the monitoring, and then deployment strategies and all of that.
And so what is the next step from the interview process for them?
The next step is going to be, we're actually interviewing several candidates, and we will rank all the people, and then we'll send out the feedback and the offer letter. So this is the only interview you have. So the Accenture process is going to be like, it's going to be 6 months contract to hire. So anybody who does the interview, they'll join the Accenture team, and they'll work for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, if both parties like each other, then they go for the full-time job conversion. Okay? And after 6 months, let's say you are not interested in joining as an employee, or you may want to continue as a contractor. Maybe you can, but if you want to convert, and if Accenture is also happy with you, then they will convert you. They will offer you a job, full-time job. So it's going to be, it's like a trial period. 6 months is a trial period, and after 6 months, it will be a full-time job. Any other questions?
No, that's all I had for today.
Okay. Okay, it's very nice talking to you, Satvir, today. I wish all the best, and we will be sending feedback to your recruiters, and they will touch base with you, and we're looking forward for the next steps.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Bye.